baby tiger born, Hailee Steinfeld stands up for breast cancer, and the Matthew Perry Foundation lifts up doctors. Find out about these and more right after this. Hello and welcome to another episode of Good News with Jay. We sure have a lot of good news to share, and I hope it brings some light to your day. Did you know that in addition to watching, liking and subscribing is one of the best ways to support the channel? Oh, and make sure to share with all of your friends. Psst. We also have a Patreon if you want to gain access to our exclusive Discord. Link down in the description. Okay, now back to our show. The force is strong again at Disneyland. The long-broken canons on Star Wars Rise of the Resistance are finally back in action after being out of commission since shortly after the ride debuted in 2019. More often than not, when an effect at the Disney parks is prone to breaking down, it's usually just abandoned. These cannons, once a jaw-dropping highlight of the attraction, create an intense battle scene as guests dodge blaster fire while escaping a First Order ship. No word yet on when or if Disney World's version will get the same fix, but for now, Disneyland guests can once again experience the full pew 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 spectacle. Isaiah Stewart is taking his shot, not just on the court, but in his hometown. The Detroit Pistons Center is dishing out a massive $750,000 to assist in renovating the Boys and Girls Club gym in Rochester, which will soon be renamed the Isaiah Stewart Athletic Center. The makeover will bring fresh flooring, brighter lighting, and updated padding. Because every great game and occasionally tumble deserves a solid foundation, renovations are expected to wrap up by mid-August, just in time for future ballers to break in the new court. But Stewart isn't just about buckets, he's also dropping knowledge. A cool $250,000 of his donation is going toward the club's accelerated reading program, helping kids ages 6 to 12 turn the page toward success. The Boys and Girls Club says Stewart's journey from Rock City to the NBA is a testament to hard work, heart, and hometown pride. Drafted 16th overall in 2020, he's now locked in with a 4-year contract extension with the Pistons. And with this latest play, he's proving he's just as skilled at giving back as he is at grabbing rebounds. After 8 rough years, Paul Gibault was finally reunited with his dog Damien, who had gone missing in 2017 during a road trip. Despite feeling like a real adventure had come to a tragic end, Gibault positively never gave up hope. Fast forward to when he got a mysterious call and BAM! Damien had been pup graded from missing to found after almost being hit by a car. Turns out a good Samaritan scooped him up, and after a vet visit, his microchip revealed his true identity. Paul hopped in his car and drove 14 hours to reunite with his forever friend, who is now, 8 years older, scruffier, but still wagging his tail in excitement. They've been positively inseparable ever since, with Damien happily glued to Paul's lap. Moral of the story? You should probably microchip your pets, or you might find yourself on a never-ending leash of suspense. And now, with some space news, let's hear from friend of the channel, Hank. From The Hank Show!
All right, thanks, Jay. Hey, off-screen voice, you like planets?
I like planets.
Okay, you like a parade?
I love a parade.
All right, you ever been to a planet parade?
No, I haven't. What's that?
Well, guess what? It's going to happen this month. It's when the planets in our solar system appear in a row in the night sky.
Oh, wow.
Or the daytime sky, too, I guess, but,
Easier to see in the night.
Yeah, easier to see at night. Right. Yeah, pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So in January, 4 were lined up. You had, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, just hanging out in a row. Yeah. And by the end of February, 3 more are going to join: Mercury, Uranus, and Neptune.
Oh.
Yeah. And they'll be all in a row there. And February 28th is when you're going to be able to see it. Of course, probably most visible after sunset.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it doesn't, it's not super rare, but it doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
So, do yourself a favor, go check it out. It's pretty cool. All right, back to you, Jay.
Wow, I know I'll be sure to keep my eyes on the night sky for this rare planetary event. Thanks, Hank. The Denver Broncos are tackling the issue of football safety head on by donating over 15,000 Riddell Axiom smart helmets to all 277 high schools in Colorado. Talk about a helmet of a deal. This $12 million donation is the Broncos' largest charitable contribution yet, and it's all about protecting young players' heads while they score big on the field. The helmets come with high-tech sensors that keep track of impacts. No more head-in-the-sand approach to safety. Plus, Riddell's offering custom fittings, and the Broncos Foundation is covering a 4-year subscription to performance analytics software. It's like giving high school football the ultimate game changer. Schools will start receiving their shiny new gear this May. The Matthew Perry Foundation has teamed up with Massachusetts General Hospital, or MGH, to launch a fellowship in addiction medicine in Matthew Perry's honor. For those who didn't grow up watching the sitcom, could you be any younger? You'd get that if you watched the show. Well, Matthew Perry is most famous for his role of Chandler on the popular 90s sitcom Friends. The first fellow chosen for the program is Dr. Sarah S.K. Klur, who is currently the chief medical resident at MGH. She'll start her training in June 2025, learning to treat addiction and help break the stigma surrounding it. The fellowship, which includes rotations through different MGH departments, aims to improve addiction care and provide hope for those struggling. This initiative celebrates Matthew Perry's commitment to supporting those battling addiction after his tragic passing in October 2023. Portland's tackling its homelessness crisis one piece of trash at a time, thanks to Ground Score. This nonprofit, started by people who've experienced homelessness themselves, is cleaning up the streets and giving folks a fresh start. Through its glitter program, they're paying people to pick up trash, clean up encampments, and even provide waste services for those living outdoors. And it's not just about the work. They also offer benefits like healthcare, addiction support, and mental health services. Over 70% of participants have found housing, proving that sometimes cleaning up the streets is the first step to cleaning up your life. In 2023 alone, they picked up almost 700,000 pounds of trash. Plus, they're big on reusing, repairing, and advocating for global waste worker rights. Ground Score is proving that when you trash the stereotypes and give people a clean slate, big things happen. During a snowy January storm in Avon, Indiana, Officer Richard Craig was in the middle of a crash cleanup when he spotted pizza delivery hero Connor Stefanoff trudging through the snow like a delivery ninja. Despite the road being blocked by the crash, Connor braved the elements in sneakers and a sweatshirt, carrying an empty pizza bag and a less than hot tip of $2. Officer Craig was tipped off that this wasn't right, so he gave Connor a $15 cash tip and gave a glowing review to his work ethic. Officer Craig then shared the snowstorm saga on TikTok, which melted hearts and led to a GoFundMe campaign. Originally aiming for $500, the campaign exploded to raise over $29,000. Connor plans to use the cash to buy a car, and is also thinking of giving a portion to Craig for charity. Who knew delivering pizza in a snowstorm could bring so much dough? Hailee Steinfeld, known for her roles in Arcane, Pitch Perfect, and the Spider-Verse films, is teaming up with Novartis for a Super Bowl 59 ad to encourage women to prioritize their breast health. The ad, which also features comedian Wanda Sykes, aims to raise awareness about breast cancer and urges women to take a quiz on yourattentionplease.com to assess their personal risks and schedule screening. Steinfeld, deeply passionate about the cause, is honored to be a part of the campaign, focusing on changing the narrative about women's breast health. Meanwhile, she's excited for the Super Bowl and revealed her must-haves for the game: nachos and Super Bowl themed cookies. This is Steinfeld's first Super Bowl commercial, and she's thrilled to be part of such a major event, especially as being a part of a good cause. Disney's Animal Kingdom just got a little more possum. Boxo, a Sumatran tiger cub, made his big debut after being born in September, making him the park's first tiger tot in 7 years. His proud parents, Sonny and Conrad, are probably already exhausted from all his kitten energy. With fewer than 600 of these striped cuties left in the wild, wild and managed care, Boxo's arrival is a roaring success for tiger conservation. But life isn't all fun and games. Sumatran tigers face serious threats like habitat loss, poaching, and an ever-shrinking dinner menu. As forests disappear, these tigers end up in human territory, which isn't exactly a perfect situation. Want to help keep these big cats prowling? Choose products with responsibly sourced palm oil, because saving tigers is great for everyone. And that's our show. As always, our goal with this news series is to highlight the helpers and good news in both our local and global communities. I hope you found one of these stories inspiring. Before you go, please consider hitting like and subscribe. And if you really want to support the channel, how about joining our Patreon? Thank you so much for watching. And remember, no matter what's going on in the world, there's always good news to share. I'm Jay, the Good News Monster, and I'll see you next time for another episode of Good News with Jay. Bye! Was that good? Yeah, I think that was pretty good. Get out of here! Okay, now back to our show. Did I move the cup? No? Okay. Flesh flooring. No, it's not made of flesh. Whew. That'd be terrifying. Floors made of flesh? Okay, we're going again. And bam! Bam! Bam, bam, bam!